everyone, my name is TurtleBoi, and guys, I'm still confused. How long do you cook 2-minute rice for? I got a new mic, or rather, I got a mic, so please don't bully my audio quality if it doesn't sound good. I'm just testing it. You might be able to quickly tell this isn't my normal Escape the Night tier list content, but truth be told, I've been wanting to talk about some of my new interests. Don't worry, the Escape the Night videos aren't going anywhere unless you literally steal them from me. I'm just trying something new, and isn't that what life's all about? You might be wondering, Turtle, how on earth did you become obsessed with a British dancing program? Hypothetical viewer, I'll tell you. It's this guy's fault. One night, a friend and I were looking through the IMDb's of some YouTubers we liked and came across a little show called Strictly Come Dancing. I'm not going to explain what Strictly is, because I'm assuming if you're watching this, you know the show, you know the vibes, you know the cast. But for some reason, if you're watching this completely blind, just think Dancing with the Stars, but better because it's British. But we found out that the one and only Joe Sugg was part of this cast, and so we went to YouTube. One compilation later, we were different people. Ever since that night, not a day goes by where I don't think about Strictly in some way. I'll either watch a routine again, or hear a song that reminds me of a dance, or draw something from the comp, or think about one of the outfits. And after months of waiting, because the show is impossible to watch in America, oh my god, I finally got to watch the show. So myself and my roommate watched all of Series 16 and had an absolute blast. Now, having watched the whole season, I think it's time for me to make a proper ranking of my favorite duos routines. That, of course, being the lovely, incredible, amazing Joe and Dianne. But I'll be sure to include other notes from each episode when it comes to the other teams that I really love. Real quick, 2 disclaimers. Number 1, I am in no way a professional dancer, or a dancer at all. I am in no way qualified to rank these, and I'm just going off of my opinion. This ranking will have nothing to do with the actual scores the routines got, and more so my overall enjoyment while watching them. Number 2, no matter what I say in this video, I love all these routines to bits. No shade to anyone ever. This list was really difficult to make because I didn't want to put anything in last, and my order throughout the whole thing kept changing. Heck, I'm not even sure if the order I have now is the one I really think. But I spent several weeks looking at this Google Doc with just the list of routines in it, changing the order every other day. It was this or y'all got this video in June. So with all that out of the way, let's get into it with number 17.
Dancing their Charleston in a bid to be your Strictly Come Dancing champions, Joe and Dianne.
Fittingly enough, their last dance isn't last. Yeah, I think I might get eat up for this one. See, this is what I mean when I say I'm not going by the scores. I'll be honest, the whole finale was a little underwhelming. And while there is nothing wrong with this Charleston, it just doesn't do it for me, which is really rare for me when it comes to a Charleston. Which makes me feel so bad because I know that this routine is one of Dianne's favorites she ever did, but this isn't the last time we see the Con Night Joe, so hopefully I can do it some justice later on. There's nothing in particular I could point to and say that I really dislike about it. I still really do like it, but it just doesn't give me the same excited, happy buzz that the first one gives me. Maybe it's partially because it's their last dance on the show and I knew it was going to be over soon. Maybe it's because I'm pissed that even though I love Joe's red hair, it's still in the Paso style for this dance, so we never got to see the red hair more loose. But either way, they gave him freckles, so can it really be that bad? No. The answer is no. Notes for the rest of the episode, none at all. Like I said, I was really underwhelmed by the finale, minus one thing we'll get to later.
Dancing the American Smooth from the movie High School Musical, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
It really does hurt to put this dance so far in the back, but just compared to the others, this is where it landed. You'll see this as a bit of a theme throughout my list, but in my unprofessional opinion, I find a lot of the slower dances more boring to watch. While I still think they're super impressive, beautiful, and wonderful routines, my silly hyper brain needs more movement than this. What I still love about Joe and Dianne's slow dances is that they all have a little something in them that still makes them stick out and be memorable. But I felt Breaking Free was really the only one that didn't have this. The whole thing was just perfectly in the neutral zone. My favorite part of this routine wasn't even the main routine, but rather the fact that they went to perform it at Joe's old high school. That was adorable. Although I will say, I really do find these outfits and their hair very cute. But I'm a little biased considering the red and white match both the movie High School Musical and my own high school colors. How nice of them to throw in a reference to my old stomping grounds. Notes for the rest of the episode, movie week is always fun, so I'm more just so like seeing everyone in their themed outfits. Stacy's minion outfit still haunts me. Oh, and Casper's in the audience, and my reaction to seeing him was funny.
Is that Casper? Hold on.
Dancing the Viennese Waltz, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
Oh, I'm for sure getting eat up for this one. I know, I can hear the Joanne community clawing at my door as we speak. Just kidding, they're way too nice to do that. But I know how much people love this routine. Is the whole thing absolutely elegant and beautiful? Yes. Is the ending iconic in every sense of the word? Yes. Did the Joanne believers lose their minds after this one? Apparently they did. I was not there. Is this my favorite outfit Dianne wore this season? Absolutely. It's gorgeous in every way, and I adore it so much. Am I gonna stop phrasing everything in a question? Yes, I am. I really want to love this routine as much as I know everyone else does. I do really think it's breathtaking. Those are two people in love, and it's so sweet to watch. But I forget about this routine a lot. Granted, less than I used to, but still way too much to have it be higher on the list. But let's be real, the actual reason it's this far back, this damn thumbnail, that is straight up not what he's wearing in the routine. I know it was a last minute change, but like, were there no other photos of it? Notes for the rest of the episode. I'll talk about this now because everyone did 2 dances in this episode. My main note being seeing Lauren and AJ go was heartbreaking. I mean, I knew who was gonna win and go into the final starting the show, but part of me kept gaslighting myself to believe that they would still somehow make it till the end. They became my second favorite team, and I literally fell to the floor when they didn't get those 3 glitter balls.
Dancing the frightful foxtrot, Joe Sugg and Dianne bewitched Buzzwell.
Halloween week. The week with no flops. This is for sure my favorite episode of the series. No routine is ever boring, and even when they lack just that little bit, the outfits always save it tenfold. The spooky songs, the amazing sets, even the judges got to dress up. This episode is a joy every single minute. Which is why I really wish I loved this dance more. I haven't really been much of a fan of this routine since day one. When I originally made this list about 2 months ago, Youngblood was actually in dead last. But I could not do Halloween week, nor these outfits that slander, so I moved it up. But this was the highest it could go in my head. I'm not sure what it is in particular that doesn't really do it for me here. At first, it was Joe's hairline, but my friend who loves this outfit a lot helped me warm up to it. But I think it's also the song choice. Youngblood is a great song, but to me, it doesn't fit the vibe of a foxtrot. It always feels a little clunky and unnatural. It would be moved higher up if the song was different. However, the ending of this dance is great. For sure the best part. Don't forget, it is Halloween week, so it is still a sleigh. Notes for this episode? More like, what don't I have to say? Okay, I'll try to be quick. I think about Stacy and Kevin's Doctor Who routine at least once a week. It's incredible in every way. Yes, making her the hand of the clock is amazing, but switching Kevin's hold in the dance from female to male, having Stacy take on the more dominant role, absolutely incredible. No one does it like Dooley. At first, I thought that Ashley and Pasha's Charleston was a travesty because of the outfits and the music, but come on. That footwork, those movements, the cute story, a damn masterpiece. I'm so glad it got a 10. Also, their skit was cute. I love Ashley. Lauren and AJ's dance. I love this dance so much. The song is so intense and perfect for their performance and their outfits. The movements are so aggressive and empowering. The ending is spectacular. And Lauren giving Craig the poison apple at the end was the cherry on top to their routine and this episode. And then there's Fever. What can I even say about Fever other than that it's amazing? It's brilliant. It's my favorite Halloween routine by far. I snap more every day because of this damn performance. Oh, and then of course there's the opening routine, which is for some reason nowhere to be found on YouTube, but it's so amazing and fun, and Joe playing the trumpet made me cry. I love when they include both the pros and celebs in big group routines. They always hit.
Dancing the quick step, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buzzwell.
Their first 10. About time. Blackpool week is always bigger, better, and bigger also. And in that regard, this routine did not disappoint. Not gonna lie, for the first month that I was obsessed with these routines, I straight up never watched Dancing Fool. I would skip it every time. The reason for that being the outfits. At first, I was really thrown off by Joe's suit. To me, it looks way too big, as well as the hat making him look kind of bald. It apparently upset me so much that I refused to watch it. But I'm so glad I got over that, because oh my gosh, this routine is great. The quick step is one of my favorite categories of dance, along with Charleston and Argentine tango. So the fact that they got to do a quick step at Blackpool, it made the whole thing 1,000 times better. It really does feel like the definition of a showman dance. A grand theater, classic fancy outfits that I used to hate, backup dancers that make the whole routine feel right out of a grand dance club. It's brilliant. Other notes for the episode, Ashley and Pasha 8. They deserved that first 10 from Craig. I'm still mad Lauren and AJ got bottom of the leaderboard this week. That intro was sick. Faye and Giovanni's dance just makes me think of Diane's tango to the same song, and I literally have no memory of what Stacy did, so...
Dancing the Paso Doble, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
If I were to tell myself 4 months ago that Pompeii wasn't in dead last, I think I'd slap my future self in the face. Wait till I tell her there's more than one. I used to really dislike this routine because just like the judges, Joe's stiffness really threw me off. This was actually another one I didn't watch in full till months later. To me, it really felt like his bones were set in the lock position the entire time. However, more stiff and to the point movements definitely screams paso doble, so I know that was definitely the point. But still, the rare time I agree with the judges, it was definitely too much. I won't lie, over time I have warmed up to this routine a lot more, but not enough for it to make the top 10. Other than that, there's really not a lot to say about it. The outfits are great, the song choice was fantastic, both Joe and Dianne sell the serious tone of a paso really well. Very good routine overall. Notes for the rest of this episode. Ooh, yes, I have notes. AJ and Lauren's dance this week was my favorite one they ever did. It's a fun and entertaining jive with a cute story. The outfits are fun, the music is great, I love their little spin around the stage. Lauren pulling AJ from the crowd is a sweet moment. It's just fantastic. I'm so glad this is one of the ones they chose to do on the tour. We needed more of this for sure.
Dancing the Jive, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
The dance that started it all. Oh wait, this is the second dance he did? Well, still the first one they did together, so fuck it, it's still the dance that started it all. To me, Take On Me is the definition of the perfect starting place. It's nothing absolutely incredible, but is in no way an underwhelming first dance. It perfectly showed the effort Joe could put into his performance and the potential he had to go far. It could have done without the Fortnite dance, but I'm chalking that up to Joe being an internet persona and they thought it would fit him well. But I don't know how much I can say that because the Fortnite curse kind of got to everyone this season.
This is extremely insulting. Yeah, AJ killed that.
Yeah, I don't have a ton to say about this one. Love the dance, love how impressed the judges were with him, as was I. Other notes for this episode? Going back to watch it just makes me feel hella nostalgic because it's the first time I got to see all my duos dance together. They all did great. I miss them very much. Also, Faye sitting on the judges' table is iconic.
Dancing for Charleston, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the second one is more perfected, but if it were up to me, this is the one I'd give the 39 to. This routine is just lovely. It's fun and joyful, and Joe and Dianne got to thatch a real roof in this episode, so that gives it points. In both of the Cotton Eye Joes, the footwork is amazing, the prop bits were a delight, but I don't know, man. I think I just like the fact that the original isn't as perfect and polished. I think it adds a bit of charm to it that the final version just doesn't have for me. Also, the hair. The hair looks way better here. And I know, the hair in the final can't be helped. They had very limited time to even get into the outfits. But that's not gonna stop me from being salty about it. Only note for this episode is that AJ and Lawrence Charleston absolutely ate. I loved it so much.
Dancing Street Commercial, Joe Sugg and his partner Dianne Buswell.
Ah, the last Joanne dance on Strictly. And what a dance it was! I'm so beyond glad they brought these two back for the Christmas special. I mean, it was easy getting Dianne to do it, she already works there. But having her dance with Joe again was so damn cute. My favorite part was for sure the quick step portion. These two did not lose their touch, I'll tell you that. The two of them are able to so effortlessly float over the dance floor together even 1 year later, and it's just so great to see. Their use of props was adorable with the presents and the canes. Candy canes. Nice. As well as the mistletoe at the end. Adorable. Also, guys, the intro to this episode. The cinematic intro to this episode. They gave him the box and then they told him to make a wish and then Dianne showed up. He wished for her. Yes, I did cry, but what of it? Notes for the rest of the Christmas special, I actually have yet to watch it. I'm waiting till it's December, so I'm almost there, but I'm still gonna wait just a bit longer. But believe me, I am so excited to see it.
Dancing the Waltz, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
A slow dance this high up on the list? Has she gone mad? No. This is cute as hell. Fight me. Truth be told, it was higher before, but the more I thought about it, the more it slowly moved back to 7th and then to 8th. I know nothing can compare to the iconicness and pure lovey-doveyness of the end of this year's Love, but the hand touch and pull away at the start of Rainbow Connection makes me smile and squeal from unmatched levels of cuteness every time. Truly the pure beginnings of what was to come. I don't know, it just hits different. And I'll be honest, part of the reason it's this high up is the outfits. I love green, and I love suspenders. I'm very happy. The set, too. The whole thing is so dreamy and beautiful, like something right out of The Princess and the Frog. Also, I was told Joe tried to jump and or walk over the log the first time. They should have kept it. That would have been great. Notes for this episode, Lauren and AJ had a contemporary that I actually liked. That is all.
Dancing their show dance, Joe Sugg, and Dianne Buswell.
Yeah, this routine stopped me from saying that I couldn't put anything with a Fortnite dance in the top 10. I'm willing to look past the Fortnite this time. This fucking rocks. This was literally the only show dance that really blew me away. Faye stood on a big hat and it was fancy. Stacy just walked around a little, and Ashley did a stooped up version of her contemporary routine. Not to say those weren't fine, but this is a show dance. The opening is my favorite opening to any of their routines by far. The shadowy silhouette standing atop a stack of speakers with Dianne being a literal guitar, it's just the coolest. Plus these outfits. Another thing about it that really makes it show dancey for me. These are final girl outfits. These are last man standing outfits. These are this shit is serious and we are here to win outfits. I love it. And the song, it makes it even better that Joe got to dance to one of his favorites. Along with that, the references to their old routines always makes me smile. This is really a love letter to the Joanne duo as a whole, and I adore it. It's literally everything I loved about every other routine wrapped into one, and I wouldn't change a thing about it. Oh, and the guitar smash, of course. Couldn't forget about that. One thing I will say is that there were far too few almost kicks in the face for me, though. Moving on.
Dancing the Pasadena, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
Yeah, now that's more like it. This had every single good thing about the first Pompeii turned up to 11. What I love is Joe really took the judges' notes to heart, correcting the stiffness of his movements, being more aware of his arm placement, and getting up on that right knee. You gotta love him getting up on that right knee. And his little grin after he did it, so proud of himself. We're proud of you too, Joe. These corrections really take the whole routine to a new level as well. It makes the whole thing flow so much more nicely, but it still keeps the sharpness that a paso should have. And one of my favorite things, Dianne still did her little scream, which I'm glad, because let's be real, it would not be the same routine without that. Along with that, I have to say, the red hair slaps hard in this outfit. Just like it did originally for Dianne, the red complements to the gold and black of Joe's outfit works wonderfully here. In the month it took me to write the script, this dance slowly crept its way up the ranking and eventually landed in 6th, which I'm more than okay with, because truly, this is where it belongs.
Dancing the Samba, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
I love Mbop! Sorry, we're in the top 5. The love is getting really serious. For the most part in this top 5, I had a really difficult time putting into words why I love these routines, enough for them to be in the places they were. For all of them, there's just a general excited buzz I get when they come on. A kind of silly happiness I can't explain nor really find solid reasoning for, and Mbop was no exception to this. Maybe it's partly from the cute intro where I'm convinced Joe definitely did throw those drumsticks. We didn't see it, so you can't tell me otherwise. Maybe it's because sambas are generally fun and cheery routines and this fits right in that vibe. Maybe it's because this was my favorite outfit Joe ever wore on the show and I'm beyond obsessed with it. Maybe it's because this song was a huge part of my childhood, so hearing it just makes me generally happy anyway. Maybe it's the super cute face touch towards the end. Maybe it's those little kicks. Maybe it's the part in the middle where the main vocals are more absent, so they just absolutely break it down. Or maybe it's a combination of all of that. It's that one. I know that the samba was a difficult dance for these two, but the fact that they pushed through and performed something so spectacular is just incredible. In my heart, no samba could ever top Mbop. And that's that. Other notes for this episode, the ending of Lauren and AJ's routine in this episode is cute as hell. Okay, moving on.
Dancing street commercial for their couple's choice, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
The words I would use to describe jump around is simply pure fun. This is just the embodiment of a fun routine. When I think of the words street commercial, this is exactly what I think of. A fun routine filled with catchy beats, silly outfits, and breakdancing. It's just perfect. The prop choreography in this routine is my favorite thing from any of their routines. First, the basketballs. I've never seen not one basketball game, but I can confirm this is way cleaner than any footwork in any basketball game out there. Then, the towels. The towel choreo is one of, if not my favorite parts from any of their dances. It's just so satisfying and cool to watch. And lastly, the basketballs came back, but someone hit Shift Command Plus. The whole thing is just such a blast. And the fact that Dianne did like 1/4 of this routine with her mic pack dragging on the floor, she still killed it. Is there anything she can't do? I don't have a ton to say about Jump Around except just repeating how fun it is over and over again. Other notes for this episode? Yes. Getting this out of the way, Lauren and AJ killed their salsa. But Stacy and Kevin's tango in this episode? Art. The outfits, the song, the way they literally cover the whole floor. This was my favorite dance they did. And we got to see it 3 times. I have no complaints.
Dancing the Cha-Cha-Cha, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
What a way to start the episode. Just Got Paid was the first routine I saw in the compilation that made me go, okay, this is awesome. Starting off, the outfits are absolutely freaking tastic. Although this year's Love has my favorite outfit for Dianne and Mbop has my favorite outfit for Joe, Just Got Paid would be my favorite outfits for them as a duo. They both look so spectacular and cha-cha-cha-y, if that makes sense. And then outside of the outfits, the rest of this routine is an absolute slay in every sense of the word. The ATM was perfect for the song choice, the green fits well with their outfits, and every movement is so fun and entertaining. Okay, listen, I won't lie, this is the part of the script that's taken me the longest. I really do not know how to put into words why I love Just Got Paid. But to be fair, do I need to? It just is what it is. It speaks for itself. So I won't try to force reasons. It's fabulous. The outfits are fabulous. The set is fabulous. The music choice is fabulous. These two are fabulous. Other notes for this episode, Ashley's tango was imposing, intense, and beautiful. Tangos were really it this season, and Joe and Dianne never got one. But don't get me started on dances they never got. It's a whole other discussion.
Dancing the salsa from the musical Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
Go, 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 Joseph! Musical Week was nothing but an unexpected surprise. Every group's performances were beautiful and fun to watch like always, but they were made even better with the backup dancers and sets. But this one was my favorite by far. First off, the song and musical choice, fantastic. Second, the intro for this dance is amazing. It made Joe out to be the spectacle right away. Lowered from the skies down onto the dance floor. It was just perfect. Third, I think this was the routine that really hit the nail on the head when it came to the backup dancers. Maybe AJ and Lawrence too, but more so this one. They were there just enough for what the routine was trying to be. I think they were in Stacy's far too much to the point where I felt overwhelmed. I don't think they were in Faye's enough. And in Ashley's, they either feel like they're overpowering the foreground or that they fade into the background far too much. In this routine, however, because of their matching attire and interaction with both Joe and Dianne, they feel more like moving set pieces or flamboyant bodyguards, which was a perfect fit for the vibe of Technicolor Dreamcoat. Lowering him down, acting as a stool, forming the picture frame, spinning him around on their shoulder, and then lifting him back up in the air at the end, they really helped in making the whole thing feel even more spectacular and wonderful. It was also one of the many things that helped Joe really fit into the character for this performance. This whole thing really feels like Joseph putting on a live performance. And right when the dance couldn't have even more personality and fun, the outfits absolutely make it even more colorful and enjoyable. Really, to put it simply, this dance for me is the definition of pure joy put into 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Other notes for this episode. There have been multiple times where I have found a routine from Strictly that I will suddenly really love and will just watch on repeat for a few days straight. And 3 of these times, the routines have been from this episode. Technicolor Dreamcoat, Lonely Goat Herd, and I'm in Love with a Wonderful Guy. I love all 3 of these routines a lot. Technicolor Dreamcoat aside, something I've never said, I'll start with Lonely Goat Herd. This is one of my favorite Charlestons I've ever seen. One of, because it's not Flashbang Wallop. The footwork is amazing. The goats killed it too. Like, it's bizarre, but in no way is that a bad thing. And I'm in Love with a Wonderful Guy is just so damn cute and beautiful. Best American Smooth on Strictly, fight me. The spin they do around the background dancers where they freeze in time will literally always give me goosebumps. I love it so much. In terms of my other 2 favorite teams this time around, Stacy's dress transformation was amazing, and Ashley and Pasha's footwork for the quick step was fantastic. I love you, Musical Week.
Hey, it's Editing Turtle. How could I possibly forget this? My favorite opening routine ever. This episode opens with the Mamma Mia mashup, and it is literally my favorite routine on the show, like group routine. And I didn't bring it up, so I'm gonna bring it up now. I love that my 2 fave pros, AJ and Dianne, they got to lead in air quotes, even though they spend most of this routine in the back. And then at the end, when the celebs got to come down the stairs, oh my god, I can still see myself watching this for the first time and just crying. It's so good. I love it so much, and I love ABBA, so I'm also biased there. But yeah, this routine is amazing, and it deserves all the love in the world. Thank you.
Dancing the Argentine Tango, Joe Sugg and Dianne Buswell.
So, picture this if you will. I'm sitting in the recliner chair in the basement of my home. My friend and I are already gobsmacked from everything we've seen so far in this compilation. And now, we're at the last dance. We just finished freaking out about the end of this year's Love, and I paused right before the start of Red Right Hand. We're almost done. I think, well, no way it could get any better. 2 minutes later, the video ended, and I was not the same. Anyone who knows me is probably not surprised to see Red Right Hand at number 1. I talk about this routine endlessly whenever I get the chance to. This right here is my Roman Empire, so get cozy. Impeccable footwork and movement, amazing atmosphere, amazing song choice, stunning outfits, undeniable chemistry, and stomach-turning tension. Red Right Hand has it all, and just the right amount of all of it. When I watched this routine the first time, there were multiple times when I had to pause with my face looking like this because of how blown away I was. The start with the floor and the blood spreading is amazing. Gives you the exact impression of what kind of routine this is going to be right at the start. The hand trail up Diane's chest is incredible. Every leg lift is executed so perfectly. And then there's the money throw and the dip and spin. And then the kiss fake out. They were crazy for that. Oh my god. The woos in the audience knew what was up. Another one of my favorite parts though, because let's be real, how can this not be your favorite part, is the continuous spin onto the floor. Something about how it syncs with the music as well as Joe and Diane's expressions and the way the dress moves never fails to give me goosebumps. And the ending is just brilliant. One more final spin onto the floor with that perfect lighting and background. It's literally flawless. But then there's the judges' notes and scores. In the Strictly/Joanne community that I've interacted with, Red Right Hand is, I think, one of the most agreed, undermarked routines of the series. Now, to be fair, an 8 from most of the judges isn't terrible most of the time. In this instance, it's just very, very incorrect. But then there's that 6. I didn't know a number could make me feel so mad. It's common knowledge that Craig is the notorious harsh one on the show, but a 6? For that? For weeks, I didn't know Craig's name, but my hatred for him was undying from this moment alone. The most shared critique about Red Right Hand from the judges is that it lacked emotion. Lacked emotion. Lacked emotion? Were you even watching the same routine? What, did you watch it with your eyes closed? That routine has more emotion than the 19 years of my life I have lived thus far. Saying Red Right Hand lacks emotion is like saying Escape the Night Season 4 lacks bad content. That's not true, there's ample of it. All that said, I'm linking Red Right Hand in the description, and you should all go watch it because everything I've said does not do it nearly enough justice. To finish off, I'll say that this routine was really the thing that got me to love Strictly. This was the routine that I always thought about. This was the one that made me want to go back and watch all of them again. And from there, my love only grew. It is to this day still my favorite performance of the entire show. Mainly for the talent of these two amazing people, but also for how much it means to me. Strictly has been one of the most fun pieces of content for me to watch in such a long time, and introduced me to the amazing and fun people in its community. I'm so thankful for this performance. So no matter what anyone says, it gets a perfect score in my heart, and so did Joe and Dianne. And that's all of them. That was my ranking of all in Joe and Dianne's routines. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. Really, this was such fun, and I'd love to rank more Strictly stuff in the future, so if you have suggestions, let me know. The outfits for these routines are a given. I will rank the outfits. That will happen. But with all that being said, my name is TurtleBoi, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
Was that Casper motherfucking Lee? I swear to God, that was Casper Lee in the back. Probably just yelled so loud. That was motherfucking Casper. Hold on, can we... I'm talking too close.